The Lore of Shaline Tsuruga, Chapter 1, Final Part. That was all until very early in the morning, Shaline awoke with a start. Her heart was racing. Something felt incredibly wrong. Her heart ached and she clutched her chest as a great pain shot through her, causing her to cry out as she fell back to the floor. Footsteps were heard before June threw open the door. "Sis, is everything okay?" He ran to her side. June became a brother to her over the years and protected her. So when he saw her in pain, he took her into his arms. "Breathe. Come on, sis, breathe. What's wrong?" Shaline was drawing in air with intense pain, and June could hear it. "Master," she could only say in the pain. Even though they became more of a family, she started calling his own mother Mom. Shaline never stopped calling Kaizen Master. June picked her up and ran to his parents' room. He knocked on it and woke his mother. "June, what's wrong with Shao?" Mitsuki asked, opening the door. Shaline cried out in pain again. Mitsuki looked over her cat daughter, trying to find out what was wrong, searching for what was causing her pain. "Dad, he's sleeping." They looked over to Kaizen, who looked very pale in the moonlight that poured in. "Kai?" Mitsuki questioned, racing over to her beloved. She knelt down beside him as June entered with Shaline. He watched as his mother fumbled, lighting a candle, and he laid Shaline next to him. When the candlelight hit Kaizen, June knew instantly. His father was gone. He heard his mother start to cry, joining her by her side. He quickly grabbed the candle from his mother as the reality set in for her. Mitsuki threw herself over Kaizen and began crying. June tried to comfort his mother and watch over Shaline, but he rushed to his sister's side when she became silent and still. "Sis?" he asked, but the words fell on deaf ears. Shaline was barely breathing. Her face and body fell limp. June picked her up and held her. Sis, wake up, Mom!" "Shaline? Kaizen?" The voices started fading.
"Oh, my dear little one."
Shaline's eyes flew open wide as the disembodied voice spoke. The room was black and white all around her. Mitsuki was laying across her master, and June held a vision of her in his arms. Everything was like it was frozen in time. Their voices echoing around her. She tried to find the source of this voice.
Your life was connected to his when he saved you, little one. The bond strengthened when you became human. His death marks the end of yours. He has lived a long and happy life thanks to you, little one. But now, it is time for you to join him in the afterlife.
"No, please, I don't want to." Shaline spun around. "I don't want to leave my master's family. My family. I want to make sure my brother lives a happy life with his love. Please let me stay." Shaline begged. "I want to make more people happy."
Is that your new desire?
The voice asked. Shaline thought about it for mere seconds, but it seemed like an eternity. "Yes, please." Shaline felt a hand over her heart. When she looked up, there was no one there. "I want to share the happiness that my master shared with me."
Then let it be so. Do know this comes with a downside.
The voice said. "Anything. I just want to live." Shaline felt tears well up in her eyes. Please don't let me leave this family."
You will never know death naturally. You will be doomed to watch countless of generations pass by and never once aging. You will still be able to be killed, but a natural death will no longer be yours. This is your last chance to have a natural death. Are you sure, little one?
The voice asked, the invisible hand becoming hot over her heart. I'll do it. If that means more people can be happy, I'll do it. Shaline looked over to June. She saw tears on the corners of his eyes. She loved him like a brother. He was her human brother, and he accepted her the quickest besides her master. I want to make sure my brother is happy.
Your master will be gone when you wake. I ask one last time. Are you sure?
Yes! Shaline's vision went black as the invisible hand on her chest became fire, visibly showing the hand. It wrapped around her, holding her tight and torching her skin. She tried to cry out, but her voice was silent and breathless. The light of the fire faded as Shaline felt herself slip away. A loud gasp came from Shaline as her eyes flew open. She looked over and saw Mitski looking at her wide-eyed. Shaline. Shaline panted as she was trying to take in the situation. She felt a warm sensation in her chest, reminiscent of the hand from whatever it was. Sis? Shaline felt arms wrap around her shoulders. Please tell me I'm not dreaming. Shaline looked over to see June with tears of his own in his eyes, hugging her tightly. Brother, Master, he's... Her thoughts raced. He's gone. Dad's gone. June buried his head in her shoulder. We thought you were gone too. What happened? You stopped breathing. You were going cold. June spoke up. Whatever she saw was real. Don't scare us like that. I'm sorry. Over the next few days, the family said their goodbyes and buried Kaizen in a small graveyard just outside of Kyoto. In the following year, June was married to the love of his life, and Mitsuki passed the restaurant over to June fully. Shaline knew she couldn't stay in Kyoto much longer. She needed to leave, travel, and make others happy. June begged her to stay, but she said people would start getting suspicious if she stuck around for too much longer. I can't die naturally anymore. I won't age beyond this. Please, brother, it's already too hard. I don't want to leave you and Mom. Then don't. I have to. There are others who need happiness in their lives. And I know I'm the one to give it to them. Shaline hugged her brother for possibly the last time. Just don't forget me. June held her tight. Little did Shaline know, but her story would live on in the family because of June. They let each other go, and Shaline hugged Mitsuki. Thank you, Mom, for making Master happy in his final years. Oh, Shaline, please never forget us, and come visit every once in a while. Oh, and this is rightfully yours. Mitsuki handed Shaline something wrapped in a cloth. Shaline untied the cords at the top of it to reveal the hilt of Kaizen's sword. Kai would have wanted you to have that, so it's only natural and right that you carry it. Shaline drew the sword, and a small piece of paper fell out from the sheath. Shaline picked it up and opened it to reveal a letter, sheathing the sword before she read it. As she read it, tears started flowing from her eyes. She handed the letter to June, and he read it aloud. My dearest kitten, if you are reading this, it means I have passed on before I got to say these words. My life was complete the moment you muled your way into it when I passed by on the way home from the battle. You kept me alive in the following, knowing I had to come home to you and feed you. The men claimed it made me soft, but I feel like you made me stronger, my dear kitten. Oh, my dear kitten, you became a light to me when I woke to you as a human. Every moment spent, I grew more to love you as my daughter, not my kitten. I was thrilled when you and June, my own flesh and blood, meshed so well. I wish I could tell you that I loved you more, but I know my time is growing short. Keep my blade and my name as my legacy to you, my beloved daughter, your master, forever, Kaizen. Shaline held the sword tightly in her arms, crying. June knelt down beside her and hugged her, and after a few minutes, Shaline dried her tears, tucked the letter away somewhere she could keep it safe. She hugged her brother and mother one last time before heading out, attaching the sword to her back and mounting the horse that Mitsuki got for her. As she got a distance away, she looked back at Kyoto and sighed. She didn't know if she would ever see them again, but she whispered a small prayer that the family would grow and prosper for many generations. Thank you guys so much for bearing with this 3-part thing of my lore. This is just chapter 1. I have chapter 2 all ready to go. So stick around and hopefully you can hear more about a little bit more modern part of Shaline's life. Anyways, see you later.